Hey guys, so you can probably tell I'm still alive here, and we're just about to suck in Mario 3 as I give this brief update. So anyway, as you guys can probably tell, I haven't done any streaming or videos for basically a whole 2 seasons here, and it's mainly because, if you guys have not seen the last video, I am still bargaining with my company, and like I said before, my company is union, so we do get a contract every 3 years or so, and it's right about this time when a handful of coworkers get selected to help with that process, and unfortunately, our company is really dragging their feet and playing mind games with us, and we're still at it. Technically, we were supposed to have gotten this done since January, but we're getting into the spring here. They're kind of being foolish and just dragging this out for so long. So because of this, I've been devoting a lot of my energy towards getting this all settled, and unfortunately I can't do this alone. I have to rely on everyone else in solidarity to get this whole thing good and nicely assembled. So yeah, it's gonna take a while, guys, so please excuse me if I won't be able to do any new streaming for a little while. I might actually get back into it next month. I was planning on doing Pokemon Brown for my next upcoming stream. Yeah, like you can see here, guys, I kind of suck at this game, even though I am pretty good at it at the same time. But anyway, away from what's going on the screen right now. So yeah, basically much of my time and energy has to go into this. I mean, this is pretty important that we get a pretty good contract from my coworkers. So yeah, so again, guys, I've been kind of distracted into that. So again, I'm sorry if I haven't put out any new content in the past. Well, besides December, when I usually do my Christmas Mario Maker 2, my Christmas themed Mario Maker 2 streams, I haven't been really doing much. And yeah, I've been kind of MIA. So, again, apologies that I haven't been really putting anything out. It's just the matter of things. It is what it is. So, I guess, now that I've gotten all that talked about, I guess I can talk about the Switch 2, how that's coming out in a couple of months or so. I might actually pre-order that, or maybe buy it as soon as it comes out. There are some titles that I'm already interested in, I like the new open world style Mario Kart, which kind of looks interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they might actually pull off with this. Like, how exactly they can actually add something new to what is basically the traditional format for the franchise. Like, how exactly are they gonna be able to pull off a more open world-esque mechanic for Mario Kart? since it hasn't really been done before. I mean, we've already experimented with it with Zelda and Mario, Kirby, so I'm hoping that they might actually make things a little bit fascinating there. How exactly they can blend elements of the open world aesthetic to something as competitive as Mario Kart. So I guess we'll see how that will actually go. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Kind of looking forward to importing all the other titles from the first Switch onto the Switch 2, which is something that I've got to do because. Oh, and also try to upgrade everything too, which is going to cost some money, but just something that I should probably plan on doing if I'm going to be using the Switch 2 a lot more than the first one. Let's see. Probably also get the. I also like how they're adding the GameCube titles too to the console finally. I can't wait to. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter as much since I already have the GameCube still, and I've still got all the games with me that are, or most of the games with me that are going to be ported onto the Switch 2 upon release. So it's not like it really makes much of an impact, but hey, it's always good to emulate all these games again. And the good thing about it is you don't have to rely on the memory card for save files, so I can always just create a save state or something to compensate. So yeah, I can always do that. Trying to think of all the titles that are going to be coming out for the NSO GameCube platform. I know they're bringing back Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine, Coliseum, XD. I don't think they've announced Thousand Year Door yet. They might do that. They might actually bring back the classic Thousand Year Door somewhere down the line. Probably also going to be. Oh yeah, Wind Waker. Yeah, they're going to bring back the GameCube Wind Waker. Still hoping that they're going to port the HD version eventually. That and Twilight Princess. I mean, they've got to port both of the HD versions onto the console. I can't really see the reason why they can't, because the HD versions are, in my opinion, the more definitive versions, in my opinion, for both of those games. As much as I like the original Wind Waker, I love having the Swift Sail. I think the Swift Sail makes the experience on the Great Sea a lot better than in the original. It's a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit slower pacing in regards to the original than the HD version. Because otherwise, you might be spending just a few seconds of your time playing a song on the Wind Waker or sailing, and there are times where you kind of have to speed things up, you know, to sort of to actually save on time a little bit, especially if you're going to be streaming or something. It's going to kind of suck without having to use something to kind of speed up that experience while you're on the open ocean. It's okay though. But yeah, as far as everything else goes, like what I'm doing in my life, I'll definitely get back to the gist of things pretty soon. Again, though, the dynamic has kind of shifted to where I will have to sort of spend a lot more of my time at work than doing this, which has always been a side gig. You know, there was a time when I had actually done this, when I was being paid to do this with multi-channel networks. Last time I was doing full screen, however, was back in 2018, and by the time I got dropped from Arcade, YouTube was already placing it was basically placing more restrictions on the smaller channels, so it wasn't really making much of a difference anyway. And over time, a lot of the multi-channel networks kind of fell out of favor. I don't think you really hear much from Polaris or Machinima anymore. Full screen is done. RPM RPM/MakerGen is no more. Curse is no more. I mean, I was trying to apply the curse right after leaving RPM, and their reasons for not allowing me in was that much of my fan base were from different countries. They were from countries that they weren't really expecting the demographic to be from. So yeah, that was their quote-unquote reasons for not allowing me to be a part of their platform, which is kind of a shame. Because I would have really loved to be a part of the Curse Network. They had some pretty good benefits. But no, because I was unable to join their network. You know, after all the hard work putting into making sure that my content was virtually original, I had to stick with full screen. I had to stick with a different network. So yeah, that was all good until 2018 or so, when YouTube began to place their restrictions and they dropped me because I wasn't making the recommended watch time. And it didn't really matter anyway, because a few months afterwards, most of the MCNs that all the channels were a lot of the gaming channels were a lot more familiar with had basically folded through. So couldn't really get a whole lot more out of those anymore. So yeah. But anyway, anyway, I digress. I've always considered YouTube as more of a side gig, just more of a hobby than something that was worth getting paid over. I have a day job, and that is basically where I get most of my income anyway, so I could again set up a Patreon for my channel. Except the problem, like I said before in a previous video, is like, who exactly is going to support me? One person? 2? 3? I basically overall have 3 viewers. I mean, I don't exactly have a large audience to begin with. I don't exactly have a huge clientele to where I really need Patreon at the moment. It's not like it's going to be the main source of my income if I set up a Patreon now. You know, I could probably do it, but again, I'm just kind of a modest guy. It's never really been a huge priority for me to make money off of YouTube for people who regularly watch my content, when it's always been kind of small. Basically, my channel at my peak was around 2014 when I was doing Pokemon Resolute, and right after I stopped doing that, my audience just sort of tapered off after that. I thought maybe I was really making something I was making something capital at the time, and it turned out that I wasn't really making as much leeway as I thought. So, yeah, it's not like I would be making a whole lot of money anyway if I were to make a Patreon on the side, but, you know, I may think about it in the future, but, again, point is, guys, I don't really, well, when I mean guys, I mean the 3 or 4 people who are watching, because, again, I should probably stop deluding myself to thinking that 2,000 people are watching this video. That it's really not gonna, it really doesn't make much of a difference, at any rate, if I set up a Patreon to go along with my channel. I just really don't see much of a point in that it's not going to generate a whole lot of income for me anyway. But going back to the tangent to the future of what I'm going to be doing once everything kind of goes back to normal here is I'm probably going to be going back to streaming pretty soon. Again, like I said before, I'm probably going to be going back to Pokemon Brown. I'm going to be starting up Pokemon Brown. And then, hopefully, maybe over the summer, maybe do something else that's probably summer-related, like maybe Wind Waker, or I might do a Paper Mario hack. I might do Super Paper Mario. All that is kind of up in the air at the moment. But I've kind of got some things planned. And hopefully it won't be less. It won't be as much of an out-of-body experience. I won't be starting out cold. Hopefully I can actually sort of plan things out in the long run. But yeah, that's basically where I am, guys. Sorry for kind of rambling here, but yeah, that's basically what's been kind of on my mind, and hopefully I can kind of get back to some consistency, hopefully next month or sometime over the summer. In the meantime, though, I need to kind of focus on some personal professional matters here regarding my other job. So again, hope you guys understand. Hope that the few of you who regularly watch my content definitely understand that, you know, it's just something that I've kind of be focusing a lot more of my time and energy on. But again, like I said before, hopefully things might become a little less stressful pretty soon, and then I can start getting back to live streaming and maybe going back to some more Pokemon, maybe making some I was actually kind of thinking about making some maybe top 10 lists, you know, out there. Maybe making some more non-video game related material. Maybe I was actually planning on making a video on why video game remakes are awesome for the most part, and then maybe doing some comparison videos on the original versus the remake and which one is better. I don't know. It's up to me though. The sky's the limit at the moment. But anyway, again, like I said, hope you guys understand. That's all I've got to say here. I think that's basically all I've got to say right now. So, again, hopefully we can get back to the swing of things pretty soon. So, hope you guys take care.